I was afraid if I didn't leave the U.S. that we were going to end up on the street, because it was just too much. Either mentally I wasn't prepared to handle everything, like the stress of everyday life and being a parent and not crashing out, to not being able to take care of things. And even though you get assistance from the government, it's not what fit for my family. I wanted to be able to take care of my family on my own without having to get assistance from any government. I didn't want to be on welfare. I didn't want to be on certain programs, but I will. Food stamps, they said I made too much for that. Medicaid, made too much for that. So it's like when you're in the middle class, you have to take care of things on your own. And if you don't have that type of support to take care of things on your own, who do you fall back on? So that was enough for me. Hey, my name is LaShondra Shati. I like to go by Belle. I moved from the U.S. to Ghana with my husband, and hopefully in June it will be my 3 girls. Hey guys, my name is LaShondra. Come check my apartment out. Alright, so here you have my humble abode, my living room. My husband picked out the curtains here. I couldn't find the color that I liked, so he picked that out for me. This is the living room here. This is the dining area. We just moved in like 2 months ago, so we don't have everything that we need right now, but it's coming together. This is our porch area here. This is where we get to spy on our neighbors. No, I'm joking. We get to see the nice view here. All right, this is a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath. We have a kitchen here. In the kitchen, my husband's cooking. He doesn't want to be on film, so we'll just come. All right, so then we have, I used to be in the military, the U.S. military. I was in the Army for 6 years, 7 actually. I got out in 2017. When I got out as a 88 Mike, which is a transportation specialist, and I was also a 92 Golf, which is a food operations specialist. I did 3 years active, 3.5 years reserve. Once I got out, I moved to North Carolina, because most of my family was there. My family lived in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, because I wanted to be close to the family. Not too close where you could just pop up at my house, but close enough where, you know, if I needed you or we needed support or we had family gatherings, I was there. A day in the life, I'm a medical assistant. So I was a medical assistant float. So what that means is I would go from clinic to clinic, helping clinics that were short-staffed. It was a full-time job, help support them and their providers and make sure I facilitate their day. And then I will go home. I will be a mom. I will pick my girls up from after-school programs. Sometimes they had karate practice. We'll do that. And then I come home, and that was it. Be mom and do it all over again. What was working was the fact that I had a job. And what wasn't working was the fact that the job was working me and me not working the job. I felt more stressed. It's like my body didn't have time to relax. Like it's always go, 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 go. Once your job, then your mom, then your home. And it's like the rest is like maybe a few hours. Then you have to get back up and do it all over again. Imagine that for years. And then having to not relax, not be able to take time off unless you request it from a provider who you feel is worthy enough to take the leave. But they have to tell you as a grown adult, yes or no, you cannot go on vacation, or yes or no, you cannot do this or you can't do that. So not working for me. The commute back and forth, gas, my check will stay the same, but the things of the world were rising, price and food, gas, all that was rising, increasing. My paycheck's still the same, and it being taxed. down this hallway here, you have to your right, my left is a room here. We also have a bathroom here. This is one of the washrooms here. It comes with a full shower right in here. And then we also have a room here. It's not really set up yet, so then this area here is like our wash area. This is a back door here. It stays locked. It leads to the balcony at the top. And then we keep our laundry and things in here too, or my husband's gym bag rather. This here is our bedroom, but just for privacy for my husband, we'll just keep that off limits. All right, and then this area here is our utility room, where we have like the breaker here, but we use it to keep our brooms and mops and things in there as well. And here is where we make all the meals happen. Right now we're making oats. This is the kitchen area here. It comes with a nice cabinet space up in here where we keep our waters. My husband is saving water bottles for the plastic recycling people. So that's what you see in the corner over there. And then this is the oats that we're making. Now don't judge me, y'all. You know, not everybody oats are the same. So it's still cooking. We like to bring it to a nice simmer. Let me give you, there we go. We like to make it a little thick, so. And that's that. I started feeling like something was off when I met my husband and I came to Ghana, and it just felt free. Like I felt like I could breathe. And mind you, I came to Ghana, I would stay like 2 weeks. And instantly after the 2 weeks and I have to get back on the plane, anxiety started to rise up in my system. And I knew it was my environment. It's like every time. And then when I brought my family to Ghana, they said the same exact thing. It's like you feel a sign of relief. And then when you get back on the plane, or you know you have to leave, or the hours leading up to you leaving to go back to the U.S., anxiety set in. So, yeah, I would say coming here was very peaceful. The trigger for me that made me question everything was the capitalism in the U.S. Everything is taxed. But the breaking point for me was the way of living, and me coming to like a boss and telling them, hey, can I get more hours or do X, Y, and Z? The fact that you have to ask somebody for more hours to make sure that you're taking care of your family properly is beyond me. And so the breaking point was when rent constantly went up every year. So for me, it was like, just to give you a visual, for a 2-bedroom, I was paying $1,800. It wasn't a big apartment. It wasn't small. It was kind of in between. So I was paying $1,800 for a 2-bedroom, and by the time they finished tax and everything, because $1,800 was the set price for the apartment, that's not including tax, that's not including water, that's not including anything else. It was like $19,000 to $2,000 a month. That was a breaking point for me, because my check didn't match the rent. So I said, I gotta go. Something has got to do. So what I spend here in Ghana is way cheaper than in the U.S. For food, my husband cooks majority of the time. We'll go out sometimes, but when he cooks, we go to the market. He likes to negotiate, so he can get everything we need for the month, maybe like 500 cedis, sometimes 7, depending. For eating out, it's expensive, but it's doable. We do maybe like between 200 and 250. No, that's a lie, because when we went to the beach, it was like 100 for just the two of us. It depends on where you go. So I'll say between 200 and 500 US, depending on how much you eat out. Transportation, we don't have car, but it adds, the prices add up as far as bulk. So for us, it's like, let's say like, I'll say like 200 US dollars. Yeah. Because we use it every day. As far as rent, this apartment here, including water, 4,300 Ghanaian cedis a month. But we had to pay like a year in advance, so there was like 51,000 cedis. It covers water and the living arrangements. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, two full bath, 2 bedrooms. We have a wash area, kitchen. We had to buy our stove, which wasn't bad. It wasn't expensive at all. And then we had to buy the fridge. It wasn't that expensive either. Whereby in the States, the fridge and the stove comes with the apartment, but the apartment is a lot more expensive. So it kind of, as far as electricity, because I like the air conditioning, I'll say like between 150 and 100 between 100 and 150 CDs. Not CDs, sorry, dollars. And then internet, 500 CDs. And what is the TV? I think it's like, because you have to pay a month, I think it's the same, about 500 CDs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Alright guys, I have my butter bread. I love butter bread. It's 20 CDs. So equivalent to the States, let's say like $2. Alright, so mango, 15 CDs, got 2, that's 30 CDs. And avocado, which is like they call pear, 10 CDs, so we got 2. So altogether 50 CDs, $5. To make this move, I had to sacrifice leaving my girls behind just to kind of set the foundation until everything was set. I had to quit my job. I left on good terms, but I had to quit my job, and I had to leave friends behind, everything I knew behind, and come to a place that I have no friends. The only friend I have is my husband, and he's a stubborn friend, so imagine. But he's a great friend. Other than that, I have to ask him and Google, how do you get certain places? Because again, I don't know. But the sacrifice was my family, my job, my car, because it costs about $6,000 to have it shipped. So what I did was I sold it and then came here. So no car here. So yeah. I really don't tell people my plans, what I'm going to do in life, because not everybody wants to see you win. So if it's not a conversation between me and God and he make moves for me and I'm clear with what he wants for me, I don't mention it. Now, if it's something that's very stressful, I will go to my sister, who's my backbone. She's a year under me, and we would talk about it, and she'll give it to me straight, like, yes, you should do this, no, you shouldn't do that, and then we'll pray about it. That's the only person I would tell my plans to, her and God, and that's it. People in the world, absolutely not.
Hey Web Nation family, for years we've been sharing stories of diasporans who have relocated from the diaspora and currently living here on the continent of Africa. You guys have been enjoying the episode, saying in the comment section that you want this to be you one day. Why don't we just bring that time to now? we are inviting you to come on a trip with us to South Africa, November 2026. This is going to be an 11-day experience of we visiting cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg. We having experiences like going to the wine lands and actually experiencing South Africa, the people, the food. This is not just a vacation. This is a very well detailed experience that gives you the proper insight on people interested in relocating. The beautiful part about this is we've made it easy for you to come on this trip with us. By you just making the deposit, you get to pay the rest in installment and get yourself on a trip with us to South Africa. Scan the QR code, secure your spot, and see you in South Africa. Now guys, let's get back into it.
I never doubted my decision. My family knows, like, once I set my mind on something, that's it. I'm gonna do it, or I'm gonna find a way to do it. Very committed to doing that. So if anything, if it's in my mind and I set my mind to it, it's done. The hardest conversation that I had before leaving and coming to Ghana was with my daughter's father. Letting him know, like, he already knew I was married, but it was the fact that I wanted to bring the girls here to live. And we had a hard conversation about it, but it was much needed because you already know, like, I'm married. So eventually you would have known something like this would have happened, whether it be in the States or whether it be another country. But it's different when you're an active father and you are in your girl's life 24/7. So it was hard for me to bring it to him without, it being emotional, because you're asking me to take someone away from you that you've been with for your whole life, and have them positioned to a place where nobody knows anything. The culture is different. The food is different. Everything is different. And although it's good, it's different. And not everybody's, not everybody adapts to different cultures easily. So it's like you have to present it to them a little bit at a time. And because I loved it, I wanted them to love it too. But I have to give it to them a little by little. When I brought it to them, my girls, they were like, I don't know, Ma. Let me just think about it. So we came up with a plan with me and my girls' dad. We came up with a plan to, let's do the summer. If you come over the summer and you like it, then we'll stay. If you don't like it, then we'll wait, because they're still in school. If you don't like it, then we'll take it a little bit, take it down a little bit, and we'll just come and visit. And they're cool with that. Like, I talk to them every day, FaceTime them every day. I make sure that I speak with them and pray with them before they go to school. When they come home from school, I'm there. How was your day? So it's not like I'm gone out the picture. It's just I'm out of the picture physically, as far as like being in the same room, being in the same atmosphere. But I'm still there. I'm still mom. Nothing has changed about that. Okay, so when I first booked my flight, it was January the 11th. I didn't leave January 11th because the flight left us. So I got to, so in my route, I go from RDU, which is Raleigh-Durham Airport, to Washington, and then from Washington straight to Accra. We got to Washington, and the flight was delayed a bit. Like, I give it like 2 hours. Our flight connecting to go to Accra left us. I'm talking about within 5 minutes, we were running to the gate, and they had already closed the gate. So all of us had to spend the night in the airport. Now, mind you, this is an airport, it's always going, busy. People you don't know, and you have to sleep with one eye open and still try to keep your belongings underneath you so that nobody steals your stuff while you're trying to rest. So the first night I didn't get any rest. I didn't get to Ghana until the 13th because my flight left on the 12th. The flight was like 10 hours, but it left at 10 at night, 10:30 at night. So you're coming into the next day. Okay, so then luckily I had already booked Airbnb. So we stayed into the Airbnb. Now, mind you, the Airbnb was nice, but the apartments that we were looking into were not what we expected. Like, we wanted what we wanted. And so we didn't have the apartment. So we had to extend the stay just a little bit in the Airbnb until we found what we wanted, which wasn't bad. The Airbnb was nice, like I said. And then, so I missed the flight. The apartment wasn't ready. Um, what else happened? The lady from, I bought this glass warmer, and I knew that when I got my apartment, I was gonna put my glass warmer up, and I was gonna put my oils and stuff in there, and it was going to just send nice, amazing smells throughout the house. Well, the housekeeper broke it, and Ghana doesn't have it. They have like the little small ones with the little candles, but not like the big one that I had, which is fine. But yeah, so I said, Lord, what else? What else do you got for me? Yeah. So when I first got here, we got settled into our apartment. It's like you don't know a person till you move in with them, and so. By me and my husband being so far, but being so close, via phone, you don't really know anybody till you actually live with them. So our cultures clashed. Like what I thought was right, he thought was right. It clashed. So it's like, dang. So me and God became very close because I had to pray like, Lord, what is it? But anytime you're married, there's always going to be an attack on your marriage, spiritually, because that's something that the enemy doesn't want, like to have a union where God placed you two together. So we had to both kind of take a step back and say, okay, it's not us, it's the problem. So we had to pray for the problem and come together. So now it's just like we're finding ways about each other that we didn't know, and come in terms of liking it or disliking it. And it's okay to agree to disagree. But yeah, after that I would say that was a hiccup. We don't have a car, so we have to use bus. I never did bus before until I came to Ghana. It's an experience.
All right, so this is the chocho that I was telling y'all about. So usually I would sit like in the front if there was room in the front, or I would sit like here, or I would sit in the back. So I would pull the seat down like this, up like this. You have chair. Or like I will go to the back or sit in the front. And we go where we need to go. And then whenever your stop is close, you just tell them, hey, this is my stop. You pay your fee. We're done.
The taxis, the Bolts, they're pretty cool. But the thing I don't like is that you're waiting on them, right? And they can cancel at any time. In the States, I never experienced anything like that. When you say you're coming, you come. Here, they can cancel at any time. So I'm getting used to that. The boat rides, not having a car. I mean, it's a challenge, but it's doable. It's doable. Everything about Ghana is exciting. The food is exciting. Let me tell you, it's not a place that I don't go to where the food is not seasoned. Now, if you go to the States, you may, because they can't put certain things in food because you have people who can't have certain things, whether you be diabetic or whatever. You can't have sugar, you have to add it yourself. You can't have salt, you have to add it yourself. Here, I don't have to question, like, is it going to be seasoned or not? It's just good. Not only that, like, just peace. Like, I don't have to worry about where I am, anybody just breaking into my house, or anybody like running up on me the wrong way or disrespecting me in a certain way. The most exciting thing so far is my peace, I don't know, because it's different. I just got here like a month and a half. So like going to my husband's shop, I don't like. Let's just put that out there. But I go because because I have to. But the parties, the restaurants, the food. I mean, I don't know. It's like you can't name something. I other than my husband's shop, I like it all. I like it all. There were a couple of circumstances that almost kept me from moving to Ghana. It was the price of the tickets. So now the airline has it where you can purchase the ticket, but then you have to pay for your bag separately, which was never like that because I first started coming to Ghana in 2021. Loved it. I went to Afrochella. That ticket was 900, let's say 900 or so US dollars. Today, the ticket for just the plane alone is like close to $1,600. That's not including the bag. That's not including like the carry-on. And right now, the only thing that you can take is a carry-on, and that's like a small book bag. You're going on an international trip. What, a book bag? Absolutely not. So usually they used to give you like 2 big bags, and then you have a carry-on, and then you have a personal item. Yeah, cancel that. Social media didn't prepare me for all of the things that Ghana had to offer. It only gave me like a brief, like the castle in Cape Coast, or the beaches. It also gave like everybody's experience, but it was the same. Nobody really gave me they have sip and paints. Nobody told me that they have art galleries that you can go to. Nobody told me that they have like just different festivals and things like that. Since I've been here, like I knew y'all had lights out, but not like this. Social media did not prepare me for lights out. When lights goes out, it's like it instantly gets hot like that. Like it's like the heat just rushes in. I'm not prepared for that. And sometimes when it's lights out, it's like you have to open up the windows and the what is it? The doors, not the doors, but like the windows and the slide. I have a slide door, so we have to open that and let the fresh air in because, my God, I don't know how to explain it. But it gets hot, like now. Yeah. I think I've really started to find myself because of like the hustle and bustle of life and back in the States. It's like you don't have time to, or I didn't have time to reflect on who I really was, what I really liked, to enjoy peace. Because again, it was the rush of job, being a mom, just everyday life that I didn't really get a chance to actually take a breath. I'm a lot more calmer. I'm a lot more relaxed. I don't take things as serious. Things that need to be serious, yes, but in life, like I just allow God to do what He does best, and that's lead. And it's like in a sense I didn't have time for God because it's like I will always make excuse, or I have to get up early, or I have to do this, and then you're so tired that you don't want to get up too early. So here it's like I had a chance to extend my hand, if you will, and just ask for God to just lead me, to guide me, to continue to provide for me. And He has done that. So it's like I have no worries, no real worries, really. I just let Him lead, and then I just follow. I would take peace over money right now. And then, let me clarify that because you need money to sustain a lot of things. So I would say I take peace over the quantity of money that I was given in the States. I would take a pay cut and still have my peace. You can have it. I would rather have my peace, and I'm cool with that. Because here I feel like I've already got everything I need, and I don't have to work too hard for it. If in Ghana, if you got it, you get it. In the States, you gotta have credit, you gotta have this, you gotta have no. Just if you have the money, it's yours. Not knowing where everything is what's hard for me here. Not having friends or family here, having to wait for them to come at specific times of the day. It's hard. It's hard, especially when you're used to like talking to people every day face to face, and then now you have to depend on the phone, and the time difference. Being close to my friends and family, being able to just get up and go to your favorite restaurant. It's just the fellowship with family. It's what I miss. Trying to find a job here, and then me having to get like a Ghana card or passport or Ghana passport, that sort of thing like that. So it's like I'm literally a foreigner in a in another world, but I don't know. If I could send a message to my past self, I would have asked her, what took you so long to get here? Just enjoy life. Just enjoy life. Just enjoy life. That's all I could say. And never put God in the passenger seat. He always needs to be in the driver's seat. He always needs to be the one to lead you and guide you. And now that I know that, I have a more peaceful life. So keep God first is what I'll tell myself. In 5 years, I see my girls and me being here under one roof with my husband. In 5 years, I see myself starting a business, or the business already has started. We want to open up a supplement shop. We both like to work out, but it's like he knows a lot about proteins and creatines and pre-workouts and that sort of thing like that. So it's right up his alley. So that would be something, he being my husband, right up his alley. So that would be something that we would like to start in the near future. If you're not an open-minded person, a positive person, ready to build, ready to help expand things, help to build. You're not ready to guide. You're not ready to like lend a hand. Open your mind to certain things, different cultures, different aspects of things without criticism, without racism, without judgment. Then don't move to Ghana. Oh, it's a lot more peaceful without you. To be honest with you, a lot of us come here to get away from that. We don't want the racism that is in America. We don't want the discrimination that's in America. We don't want the, oh, I'm better than you, even though that's everywhere. We don't want it. So stay where you are. If you really want to be happy, and you really want peace, and you really want serene and just overall enjoyment of life, just trust yourself and just step out on faith.